Hello, everybody. Mike from Southern California again, and you're on the mic. So, after spending the last week and a half doing dub profiles, which I hope you guys will take some time to look at, as I hope you guys will become more familiar with other works out there and, maybe find that you might like some of that stuff. I'm going back to some regular news items here. So, today's video, as compared to the ones of late, will be a bit shorter. It'll be back to the kind of 10 to 15 minute mark, in which, for today's in particular, I will be, I've just been doing some updates, some updates that happened, over the weekend, some news items that were coming out over the weekend. So here we go. So first off, I'm going to do a bit of a Toonami update because this past Saturday night there was an adjustment in the Toonami schedule. Also, a Thai event premiered that will last through December. So, starting this past Saturday, November 9th, Toonami had introduced a total immersion event, a Thai event called The Forge. It will last from this Saturday through December the 14th. And they also made some schedule adjustments here. So here's the current Toonami schedule as of this past Saturday. At 11 o'clock, moving back up into the main lineup from the 4:30 spot, it's My Hero Academia. Then at 11:30, One Punch Man. At midnight, Doctor Stone. At 12:30, Fire Force. At 1 a.m., Food Wars Shogeki no Soma. Then at 1:30, Demon Slayer Kimetsu no Yaiba. Then at 2 a.m., Black Clover. 2:30, JoJo's Bizarre Adventure Goblin Wars. 3 a.m., Naruto Shippuden. 3:30, Lupin the Third, Part 5. And then Attack on Titan finishes out at 4. So, um, once again, um, once again, My Hero Academia at 11, moving back up from 4:30. One Punch Man still at 12. Basically, the lineup is still more or less the same, just some minor adjustments. They rotated Dragon Ball Super out as it finished its run. One Punch Man at 12:30. At 11. I'm sorry. One Punch Man at 11:30. Doctor Stone at midnight. Fire Force at 12:30. Shogeki no Soma. Food War Shogeki no Soma at 1 a.m. Demon Slayer Kimetsu no Yaiba at 1:30. Black Clover at 2. JoJo's Bizarre Adventure Golden Wind, continuation of that series at 2:30. Naruto Shippuden at 3. Lupin the Third Part 5, basically the latest in the Lupin the Third series at 3:30. And then at 4, Attack on Titans. They're bringing the Attack on Titan reruns back. So with that being said, um, let's continue on with some other news and happenings that happened over the weekend. So, um, so over the weekend as well. Over the weekend, we also had a situation in which, actually, I'll save that part for last. So I'll actually hit the Slatosh story first. So, okay, on Friday, originally it was originally scheduled. The hearing was this particular hearing was originally scheduled for Thursday, but they moved it to Friday, the 8th, in which Monica and Ron's attorneys, J. Sean Lemoyne, had tried to compel Chris Slatosh for a deposition. As many of you have been seeing, he's been pulling a lot of legal trickery of late. He's trying to depose Slatosh. He's trying to depose Ty. He's trying to depose Beard Harris. It looks like all that's going to get quashed. So they had the hearing for all that on Friday. Now, as everybody knows, Lemoyne had filed a motion to compel Slatosh to be deposed, and and Ty had countered, of course, with the motion to quash that deposition, and give sanction, and to file for sanctions against it, as seeing it as a frivolous effect. Judge Shupp ruled on both motions. He he basically did quash the deposition. He basically said, no, you're not going to depose Slatosh. You're not going to pull this um, baloney. But he also didn't punish him more by applying sanctions. So it was still a win, maybe not as much of a win as we would like, but basically they came out, you know, our side came out on top this time. They're not going to depose. I think we all know what Lemoyne was trying to do. He's going to try to depose him and try to intimidate him and get him to say that Ty threatened to sue him if he didn't bring Vic back, which was in essence, in first off, there's nothing unethical about that. The fact was is that they had caused Slatosh to breach Vic's contract, and so Vic and Ty were in their rights to sue for recompense. So, um, but I think also now we don't have the transcripts yet. Maybe by tonight or tomorrow night. Nick basically, when Nick reported on this, and he reported on it again the latter part of last week, he said as soon as he gets the transcripts, he will read them off on one of his streams. So we have that to look forward to at some point, probably sometime this week, maybe as early as tonight. So yeah, so basically, they quashed the motion to depose, but he did not award sanctions. I think if anything, and this is probably this is what Nick's been saying, and I think this is the more general feel. What it comes down to is this: Chup really doesn't want to deal with this. Okay, he really does not want to deal with this. I think that's been somewhat clear the whole time. He doesn't want to have this headache. He knows it. He knows that it's going to be appealed. He'll have to deal with it if as it appeals. But he doesn't. He's not. And according to Nick, according to what he heard, he may be able to confirm this with the transcript. But according to what Nick heard, what he said that he heard was that apparently the judge had even kind of commented to Lemoyne, hey, you're not really all that confident you're going to win in appeals, are you? So that's interesting. But again, I think Chup would rather not have dealt with this at all. He'll probably will have to deal with it if Vic and Ty win their appeal, and I would say they're going to win at least their appeal on many of the, maybe not all the accounts. They're saying that on the TI and on the TI part against like Jamie and Funimation, that might still stand. But as for the rest of it, I would say that there's a good chance that the other um, the other 13 accounts right there will probably get overturned on appeal. Basically, there's three options that the appeals court can do. They can outright overrule Judge Up's not saying. They can just basically say that, you know, overrule him and just say, something. No, this case needs to go on. They could remand with instructions, which basically means they can say, no, you did the TPCA wrong, so you have to do it again, and this is how you're supposed to do it. And then they could stand with. I think that's the least likely, though, based on what we've heard and stuff like that. I think that is the least likely. Um, I think at least from what Nick was saying, at least some of the causes will be overturned. So we'll just have to wait and see, though. That's the thing. The appeals can sometimes take longer than the actual hearings themselves. So we'll just have to wait and see. But at least we got a win this time, so that's a good thing. Like the case might move forward. Um, Now to finish it all off here, to finish off the news items here, one last bit of news item. Kind of a funny thing that was talked about quite a bit over the weekend here. Now, I did not actually cover this con in my anime convention preview because I knew a lot of the Kick Vic VAs were going to be there. Jamie being one of them. Okay, Galaxy Con Minnesota. As I mentioned before, when I do my VA profiles, when I cover conventions, I basically will not push any that have a strong Kick Vic influence. Okay, I won't really promote any strong Kick Vic voice actors. I won't, nor will I probably promote any convention that has like a lot of them there. And Galaxy Con Minnesota had, Jamie was there, Monica Rial was there, Sabat and Schemmel, J. Michael Tatum was there. So I didn't promote it. I was aware what was going on. And then we saw a picture over the weekend. This picture was talked about quite a bit. Where somebody who attended the con actually took a picture of Jamie's autograph table. And there was a comment on the tweet saying it was like this all day. So now initially when I saw the picture, I thought that she was between Caitlin Glass and Alexis Tipton. I was actually wrong. It was actually J. Michael Tatum who was on the other side, who was too. When you looking at it, your viewers left, her would be her right. But Jamie was not at the table. It was just her assistant. The line was her and Tatum's were both empty. It did look like there was a little bit of a line for Caitlin's table, which is kind of just funny. Now the thing is too with this as well, even when Jamie's lawyer Sam Johnson had filed his fees and sanctions paperwork with the judge. Um, you know, he filed the fees and sanctions paperwork with the judge. He had basically he had pointed out that Jamie was losing work. She was not getting invited to as many cons. She was not getting as much work recording either. Um, Now he's claiming it's because of the harassment she received from this situation. But I think many of us who know what's going on would beg to differ on that. Okay, it's not. It's because of her whole attitude for the whole thing. She's come out as pretty much a spiteful little brat, and everybody's seeing her for who she really is. And nobody wants to be around that kind of person. You know, somebody who would basically sit there and call for somebody's, castration and beheading. Somebody who made a whole joke about being served. Oh, I'm running from the law. Somebody who just constantly goes on the whole, if you're not with me, you're against me, and if you're neutral, you're against me as well. Jamie's just acting like a spiteful little brat. And now that people are seeing her for who she really is, there's not there's not a whole lot of people who want to really be around her. Kind of apropos for the situation. It's kind of funny because Vic is getting more and more invites as cons are investigating and are realizing how all these accusations are nothing but BS. And Kick Vic is really trying to fight harder on that too, because we've heard LJ Montello going after the cons. You know, it's like they kind of, it's something that I think even Come Geek some had made a point about talking about. It seems like they work in rotation. It's like, okay, so maybe for a week or two it's LJ Montello, then for another week, two, maybe a month, it's BT Underdog, and then for another couple weeks it's Dominic Sky. They just come out of the wood. They just these clowns just keep coming out of the woodwork, and it's having less and less of an effect because people are realizing what's going on. They really have no real proof. Okay, they have no real proof. I think it's become more than abundantly clear to everybody what's going on here. They're trying to get rid of Vic. They're trying to kick him out of the industry. They want him gone. I think that's apparent. He doesn't fit in with their mold. He doesn't fit in with their mindset or their ideology. So, they want to cancel him, as it were. So that's pretty much the long and the short of it, folks. So, anyways, you can check the links below. If you want to contact me directly, my Twitter handle will be down there. You can always DM me or comment on my videos on my tweets or retweets or whatever. As I said, a shorter video today, just simply because of the fact, as compared to what it's been, just simply because it was just going to do a few little updates here, not go into too much detail. Um, I think we're pretty much, right now, at least with the Vic case, everything's kind of at a standstill. Also, of course, as you guys know, I'm promoting a bunch of different dub companies. You guys should go ahead and check them out. Check out what properties they have. Because remember, Funimation's not the only game in town. You know, yeah, you can boycott Funimation, but I'm sure many of you still love anime, and there are probably a lot of you who still prefer watching the dubs over the subs. Funimation's not the only dub company out there. You guys should check out like the other dub company. That's why I did the whole dub profiles over the last week and a half. Check out the work. Check out those voice actors. And if you like those voice actors' work, you can always, all you have to do, if you want to meet them, just contact your local cons and ask them to invite them. And then I'm also still promoting the GoFundMe's, and Tugs Indiegogo as well. Always remember, guys, never feel like you have to donate. Okay. Um, I'm sure Vic and the Ortiz family and Tug, they appreciate your donations, but they don't want you to suffer for their sake. Okay? If you have the means to, and it's on your heart to do so, please consider donating. If you've already donated, please consider donating again. And if you can't donate, you can still help out the cause by, sharing the link. Sharing the link, and you never know. Maybe there's somebody in your circle of friends who will look at it and say, something, they're right here. Vic is getting the screw job here. Doesn't hurt to ask, right? Maybe there's somebody in your circle of friends who might be able to help. So getting the word out is just about as important as donating itself, because then you increase the reach. And if you like this content, please consider liking, commenting, sharing, and subscribing. And hit the notification bell, because YouTube's starting to get a little funky here. Not just with that, but apparently now, as part of their new terms of service, you know, they might be really putting the screws to a lot of the smaller content creators like myself who just started out earlier this year, you know, because they're now trying to place some kind of policy on it that if you're not commercially viable, they'll just shut down your account. Now that's wrong. That's just wrong. Okay. Um, I'm sure they make enough money, you know. So, um, I mean, it's a better business option to just keep things the way they are as they were before, and let new creators come in because as new creators grow, they'll grow their channels more and more as well. So, anyways, so please keep that all in mind. And I will see you all tomorrow. Bye.